start the fight, breaking down the walls in the dead of night. I don't come for peace, I come for the storm. Fanboys melt quick when the truth gets warm. Saw content's high, I'm collecting those tears. Just got started, but I'm cutting through fears. I'm not here for brand deals, I'm not for sale. I expose your lies, rip off the veil.
Oh man, this week in gaming feels like someone accidentally hit the randomized chaos button on the industry and then walked away to grab a coffee. We've got leadership shakeups, billion-dollar power plays, handhelds that cost more than your rent, horror games crawling out of the shadows, and about 20 new releases all dropping within days of each other. It's like the gaming gods said, you wanted content? Fine, choke on it. And before we get into it, please hit the like button and the hype button as well. It really helps out small channels like mine. So let's start with the big one, the Assassin's Creed franchise. Ubisoft did it again. Another high-profile executive just left the building. Mark Alexis, the guy who basically been steering Assassin's Creed since the dinosaurs roamed the earth, is out. And no, it wasn't one of those graceful, I've decided to pursue new opportunity exits. Ubisoft handed him a shovel, told him to dig his own replacement, and then waved him goodbye. After almost 2 decades at the company, this man gets told, hey, you can stay, but you'll have to report to someone else and won't make the big calls anymore. That's like telling Batman you can still fight crime, but now you have to run all your plans by Robin first. And who's stepping in to fill his shoes? Nobody knows. Ubisoft's playing it coy. But here's where things get really spicy. Tencent, yeah, that Tencent. The Chinese mega corporation that owns half the planet's entertainment industry at this point, they just dropped 1.25 billion euros into Ubisoft's new division called Vantage Studios. And in return, they get 25% of the profits from Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, and Rainbow Six. So basically, a quarter of every time you buy an Assassin's Creed outfit for $12.99 is going straight into Tencent's pockets. And with that kind of influence, you just know someone in a boardroom is saying, what if Ezio had a battle pass tier? It's kind of poetic, really. Ubisoft spent years trying to milk the Assassin's Creed cow dry, and now Tencent owns a chunk of the farm. But the wildest part is most of the stuff we're seeing from the franchise right now, Mirage, Shadows, Hex, was already in motion before this new structure. So technically, we haven't even seen the full effect of all these corporate hands stirring the cauldron. But give it a year or two and we'll probably get Assassin's Creed Infinite Battle Royale Edition featuring loot boxes, NFTs, and a mobile app that drains your battery faster than a vampire in daylight. Speaking of vampires, let's talk about Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2, finally dropping October 21st for PS5, Xbox Series, and PC. This game has been cooking for so long it practically qualifies for Medicare. Development hell, studio swaps, engine overhauls, it's like the project refused to die, which I guess is fitting for a vampire game. You play as an ancient bloodsucker waking up in Seattle, and you've got to deal with vampire politics, conspiracies, and people who think drinking blood through a metal straw is sustainable living. After all these years, I'm just hoping it actually works when you boot it up. Meanwhile, over in corporate cinema land, Sony decided that Horizon Zero Dawn deserves a movie now, because apparently making 2 amazing games wasn't enough. We have to speedrun the Uncharted mistake again. Production's supposed to start in 2026, aiming for a 2027 release with Columbia Pictures. The same geniuses who brought you Gran Turismo, the movie no one asked for. And you know what? I can already see how this'll go. Aloy will deliver her heartfelt line about the old ones while dodging a CGI robot bear that looks like it escaped from Transformers blooper reel. Don't get me wrong, I love Horizon, but trying to cram all that lore into 2 hours, that's like trying to explain Elden Ring's story in a TikTok. But the chaos doesn't stop there. Summer Game Fest for 2026 just locked in for June 5th, 1 week after GTA 6 supposedly launches on May 26th. Oh yeah, because that's going to go well. Every developer is going to show up to Summer Game Fest like, hey, look at our new IP. While the entire internet is still role-playing bank heists in Vice City, Jeff Keighley might have to host that show from a car just to get people's attention. Still, it's shaping up to be huge. Xbox is expected to flex Fable, Gears 6, and maybe that rumored Halo 1 remake, that'll make everyone pretend they have never played it before. Sony's lining up with Wolverine, Ubisoft's bringing Far Cry 7, and somewhere in the corner EA's probably going, don't forget us, we made Battlefield 6, it sold 7 million copies in 3 days. And speaking of Battlefield 6, apparently it's the comeback kid. The game went back to its roots, had a transparent beta, let players actually test it early, and guess what? It worked. 7 million sold in 3 days, 4 times the launch of Battlefield 5. It's like the industry collectively forgot that listening to your community actually helps make your game better. Who knew? Maybe Nintendo should take notes. But if we're talking hardware, we've got to mention the Xbox ROG Ally X, the most overpriced I have disposable income device of the year. It's basically a handheld Xbox PC hybrid for about $1,000. And I repeat again, it's not worth it. It runs Windows, has actual grip so your hands don't feel like they're cramping after 30 minutes, and is surprisingly powerful. You can even run Assassin's Creed Shadow at 60 FPS on low settings, which is more than I can say for the Switch 2 on a good day. It's like Microsoft looked at the Steam Deck and said, that's cute, let's make one twice as expensive. Still, you've got to give them credit, it's sleek, versatile, and you can even play your entire Steam and Epic libraries on it and your Xbox library. Now, if only it came with a warning label that said not recommended for use in bathtubs, looking at you YouTubers, but as I'll say it again, it's not worth it. Now let's dive into the tidal wave of games coming this week, because my wallet is already crying. First up, we got Fantasy Maiden Wars hits PC on October 20th, a Touhou style tactical RPG with more anime characters than a Smash Bros mod. It's got grid combat, flashy spell cards, and enough dialogue to make Fire Emblem 3 houses look like Hakuya. Then Escape Simulator 2 drops on October 21st for PC, letting you and your friends get trapped in virtual escape rooms again, because apparently being stuck inside for 2 years during lockdown wasn't enough. Also on October 21st, we got Jurassic World Evolution 3 coming to PS5, Xbox Series, and PC. And you already know the drill. Build your park, breed your dinos, and pray that a T-Rex doesn't break out while you're trying to install a gift shop. But hey, at least this one lets you raise baby dinosaurs, which means we're one step closer to Jurassic World Daycare Edition. Oh, and you thought that was all for October 21st? Nope. It's also Ninja Gaiden 4, Painkiller, and the aforementioned Vampire Bloodlines 2 Day. That's right, action junkies, horror fans, and goths all get fed on the same Tuesday. Ninja Gaiden 4 brings back the art of suffering with cyber ninjas slicing through futuristic Tokyo. Painkiller returns to remind you what shoot everything that moves really means, and Vampire Bloodlines 2 just wants to prove it exists. It's like the holy trinity of rage, guns, and existential dread. Then on October 21st, we've got Becastled, iMother, Relic Guardian, and Trenches VR. Becastled is basically medieval SimCity meets tower defense. Build a kingdom, defend it from moon monsters, and try not to go bankrupt. iMother sounds either like a heartfelt indie story or a horror game that makes you afraid of parenting. Time will tell. Relic Guardian and Trenches VR keep the PC and VR crowd busy. One's about relics, the other's about trench warfare nightmares, so pick your poison. Moving to October 23rd, the floodgates open. We've got Angry Video Game Nerd 8-Bit Double Dragon Revived, Furthermost Frontier, Godbreakers, Plant vs. Zombies Replanted, Power Wash Simulator 2, The Crazy Hyper Dungeon Chronicles, The Lucem Guild, and Tormented Souls 2. You know it's a stacked week when Power Wash Simulator 2 somehow sounds like the most relaxing option. And I'm not even kidding, after sitting through Ubisoft's board meetings and corporate mergers, spraying dirt off of a driveway feels like therapy. Plant vs. Zombie Replanted is also back, launching on literally everything. PS5, PS4, Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, Switch and Switch 2, and PC. It's the remake nobody knew they needed, but we're all going to end up buying it anyway because nostalgia is the most powerful drug in gaming. And Double Dragon Revive, oh, it's shaping up to be the glorious throwback to the 80s beat-em-up era. Perfect for when you just want to punch pixelated faces after your third disconnect in Call of Duty. Then on October 24th, the madness wraps up with Once Upon a Katamari, the weirdly wholesome game about rolling up the entire planet in a ball of chaos. Coming to PS5, Xbox, Switch, and PC, it's basically therapy for people who love cleaning games but want more existential dread mixed in. So yeah, this week is absolutely stacked. Ubisoft politics, Sony movies, Microsoft handhelds, vampire RPGs, Ninja Carnage, dinosaur babysitting, and literal power washing sequels. Somewhere in all this noise, gamers are just trying to survive with a shred of sanity, one working controller, and maybe enough cash left over to afford instant ramen. It's that special kind of week where your wish list turns into a financial horror story, and your Steam library looks at you like, you sure about this? But that's gaming in 2025, isn't it? One minute you're hyped for Battlefield's comeback, the next you're trying to figure out if your favorite franchise quietly got sold to Tencent while you were sleeping. You blink and suddenly there's a new Katamari, a new Planet vs. Zombies, and a $1,000 handheld you're supposed to go game on the go with. As if anyone's playing Painkiller on a cross-country flight without TSA assuming it's a weapon. You've got dinosaurs escaping their enclosures, vampires brooding in Seattle, and some guy with a pressure washer become the hero of the gaming world. It's chaotic, it's expensive, and it's a little unhinged. But honestly, that's kind of the charm. And all jokes aside, I've got to say, I'm genuinely looking forward to a few of these. Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2 finally releasing feels like an event all on its own. I've waited so long for this, I half expected it to come with a collectible coffin. I just hope it actually works at launch, because the first time I try to use vampire powers and my character clips through the floor, I might just ascend to the astral plane. Then there's Double Dragon Revive. Man, that's pure arcade nostalgia right there. Just good old-fashioned button mashing, face punching chaos. I love that kind of game where you don't need to read a tutorial. You just see a thug and immediately think, yep, time to drop kick my way through the 80s again. You got Relic Guardian has me curious too. I love those smaller scale PC games that come out of nowhere and suddenly become your weekend obsession. There's something magical about indie titles that still remember how to have fun without turning everything into a loot grind or live service checklist. And then of course Painkiller, the demon slaying, shotgun blasting, heavy metal classic getting a modern reveal. If they nail that fast-paced, old-school energy, this could be the comeback that scratches that Doom Eternal itch in a big way. So yeah, for all the chaos, price hikes, and corporate drama, this week still reminds me why I love gaming. Because no matter how wild things get, there's always that one title that makes you go, okay, yeah, I'll take my money. The passion, the hype, the ridiculousness, it's all part of the fun. Now I'm curious, what about you guys? Out of this massive pile of releases, the vampires, the ninjas, the dinosaurs, the power washers, the weird rolling Katamari balls, which ones are you actually excited for? What's on your radar this week? Drop it in the comments below. And that's it for the video. If you truly enjoyed it, do me a favor and hit the like button, hit the hype button, share it around, and make sure you're subscribed. I post a long video every day, and I also go live Monday morning at 5 a.m. Pacific time, where I react to the saltiest fanboys around. And also make sure you subscribe, because I'm really trying to hit 5,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and I really need your help. If you really want to support the channel, consider becoming a member. It's only $1 a month. You'll get special badges, custom emotes, and of course your name shouted at the end of every video. And once that list gets too long, don't worry, I will turn it into a full-on credit roll so everybody gets their chance to shine. Also, don't forget to check out the merch if you want to rep the Vigilante Fire. And as always, until next time guys, stay vigilant. And now it's time to read off the members of the channel. We got Koros Objective, Maximilian Pegasus 88, Matt Fox 94, Dr. Downvote, Oh No is Justin, Brian Payne, Andy Ritz, J Wesby 65, C Stars Piplup, Maximus 2400, Geezer Noob, Dustin 360, That PlayStation Gamer, Stephen Ramey, Matthew Buckley, Blue Moon, John Marr, Baron Grod, Kawabi Asari, It's Josephus, Gundam Hufflepuff, Johnny B. Jones, Angel Black, The One and Only Groot, Female Goku, Powerman UK, Thomas Hopkins Jr., Alyssa D. Lawless, James Rowe, Mario 123, Casaria, Shane's World, Renee, Dragon Knight Dragonborn, Torny the Witchlord, Vicious Jaybird, Crippled Gamer, and Blast 1314. Thank you so much for becoming part of the crew.
You can cry in the comments, but you won't survive. Like and subscribe if you feel that vibe. We're hard